Today, if you look at the Chinese race, Indian, Malays, or even Kadazan or Slovakian, what is happening? Our culture, our family values, which we have received from our forefathers, are slowly disappearing. Why? The famous word of every one of us, especially parents, Father, now we are modern, we have to look at the modern time, Very good. Jesus never told you to give up your modern attitude, isn't it? Love, peace, joy, happiness and all that is not old or new. It is permanent. The way we change our culture from our dressing right up to our relationship with parents and children has gone down the drain. I remember when I was young, for Chinese New Year, my Chinese friends would always have reunion dinner. No matter how far they are, they will make it a point to come back home and to be with their parents. But today, the excuse is, and those days, got no aeroplane and all, but yet they make effort to come back. Today we have all the modern transport, and yet we will give very good reasons, not the real reason, but very good reasons why we cannot come back. And then even on Chinese New Year, there are some Chinese are working. My family need money. Some things are slowly changing. Last time we would say, Papa, Mama. Today we say, Mom, Dad. Oh, going down the drain. So what does that got to do with today's reading? Today, Matthew wishes to inform the followers of Jesus, reminding the followers of Jesus that we are called to preserve the faith and teaching that we have received from Jesus. To preserve the teaching, the way of life that our early forefathers who fought for our faith, who died for our faith, have come on to us. The teachings that Jesus has given to us so as to enable us to become a true light, to be a true witness to the people around us. All of us, when we hear the word salt, we say, salt, give us a but some of us use kicap after replacing salt, kan? You notice when we go to restaurant, before even the food that comes, we put our chili and put the kicap there, no? Before even we can eat the rice, we do the kicap first. Psychologically, we think not enough kicap. We are so programmed to having kicap or garlic. Why? To give that extra flavor, isn't it? But the salt that the gospel talks about is not about that. The salt in Jesus' time was very, very important because they used salt to preserve things. Meat, vegetable, everything they use salt to preserve. Like us, we are very fortunate in our bedroom. We will have one fridge, mini fridge. Kitchen, we will have a freezer and also another fridge. One to keep all our vegetables, our meat, and the other one to keep all our beers and drinks. We don't want to contaminate, no? We have fridges, but the other time, no fridge. So they use salt to preserve the food. Among the Muslims and even Judaism, they use salt when they build a relationship. They give salt as a kind of gesture to say that we are bonding ourselves as one. Secondly, salt was also used because they use cow dung as their main source of firewood. So what do the people do? They take the salt and they mix it with the dung and dry it in the sun. Then when the time comes for them to cook, they will use this dung, put it in, and they will light it. And this salt that is within this cow dung will burn stronger because of the gas. And it will burn very strong. And that is what Jesus is reminding us today. That all of us are supposed to be like that salt. The salt becomes tasteless when it falls in the wrong place. So when they are transporting salt to the various marketplaces, along the way rain comes. So some salt just drops to the mud. And the salt falls on the mud, what can it do? People trample on it, isn't it? Cannot be used, so it becomes useless. It can't be used for the right thing. So same way, my dear brothers and sisters, how well are we as Christian families, Catholic families, preserving the faith that Jesus has given us? Today we keep on telling, keep on saying, why? Father, my son don't want to listen to me, my children don't want to listen to me. Why? Why are our children not listening to us? Maybe we have lost that saltiness in us, the faith, the virtue, the righteousness that God has given us when we were young. When we have God in us, we speak patiently, we love more, we are very tender, we love our children very much. Then when we become older, what happens? We lose out this saltiness and we become saltless. So the children cannot see any righteousness in us. Why? All in the name of modern. There are some parents who say, Father, I want to be a friend to my children. So I tell them, why your children got no friends, they want one more. What nonsense is it? You are a mother or father, behave as one now and becoming a friend. They got enough friends outside, they don't want another friend, a father friend. They need father and a mother. Preserve that identity as a father or a mother. Don't try to behave as a friend because you are not their friend. You like it or not. They got better friends outside who can gel with them. Children always hunger and thirst for mom and dad. It's because mom and dad don't know how to behave like a mom and dad, so they change their identity like a chameleon, change color, they change and become friends. This is ridiculous, my dear friend. Today the gospel challenges us. God has chosen you as parents, as mom and dad, to remain mom and dad so that your children can see the beauty of being a mom and dad. I've come across many families who are afraid to get married. Ask them, why, my dear? I see my mom and dad are always quarreling, and then my auntie or divorce, I scared to get married. Why? If mom and dad preserve their own tradition that they have received from their mom and dad, they may be old-fashioned, they may be uneducated, but they were very, very dedicated to the promise that they have made to God. If today I stand here as a priest, my mother is not very educated, up to primary 6, but by her dedication to bringing up the children in the right way, today I am a priest. I never was this old-fashioned. It's outdated, yes, but never old-fashioned. She still gives me the love and attention that a child needs. I used to argue with her when she goes the wrong way. And then she used to also correct me when I am going the wrong way. She always reminds me of this. Whenever I get sick, son, before you go for mass, whatever day it is, you make sure you take your shower because you're coming into the presence of God and go neatly. Every morning when I get up, that voice will come. Sometimes I try to escape. I say, never just what I did know. My mom reminded me, you come into the presence of God, you preserve your holiness, cleanliness, and holiness only begins when we start behaving clean. God don't live in fixed time. Animals live in dirty places. God always dwells in clean places. Preserve the vocation God has given you today. You are parents. You are called to be parents. You are called to be loving and righteous parents. When your son or daughter sees you righteous, see you a man who don't only say but also carry out, see you as a mother who don't only talk about motherhood but also live as a mother, your children will taste the salt. Nobody likes a man and put it under a bushel. No one becomes a Catholic and hide themselves away from the society. And that's what we are doing, isn't it? Call ourselves Catholic only here. Once when we go out, we don't want to be known as Catholic. We don't want to have a crucifix. We don't want to have a cross hanging here or something. Even if you don't have all that, at least make sure your behavior is like Catholic law, that also no. But how do people know that you are a Catholic? One way is live a good life, and that is what Isaiah is talking about. Feed the naked, feed the hungry, clothe the naked, set prisoners free. To feed the hungry in today's context is not about buying food and giving to the poor only. When I am lost, when my child, my son or daughter in the house all the time alone have to eat, the servant prepares the food and he has to eat them alone. You are there working somewhere. Not just once a week they sit with your son and makan. What does that mean? Hungry without food. Full of what? A mother and father's presence during meals. At least once a day. When I was naked, when I came back from school, I was hurt. My friends bullied me. People talk all kinds of things against me. But when I come back home, my father got no time for me, mommy got no time. So one is watching the Korean movie, the other one is going to play golf. And then they say, why my son don't listen to me? I give you everything, man. What did you give me? That he cannot get outside? Can you give him another father? Another dad? He wants? Preserve the family unity. This preservation only comes when you have the word of God within you. Youth, you are called to become the light of the world. The way you dress, the way you behave, the way you talk, can your colleagues, can your people on Facebook and Friendster come to know that you are a Catholic? They give all kinds of funny names except you're a Catholic. What are you afraid of? Why are there so many youth out there doing nothing? Because we have received the light and we cover them in a basket and happy with it. Why do you like the candle? So it's better to light a candle than to see the darkness, isn't it? No amount of darkness can put away a light. No matter how dark the cave is, you light a candle and you'll shine. Catholics work best and profess the faith best when where there is suffering, injustice, they shine out. Take the example of Egypt. What has happened? How it started? How many of us read paper, young people? How many of you read and know the story? I don't think you know Manchester United or Liverpool or football club FA. But let me tell you, it started from a small group of Christians, Coptic Christians at their church. Was attacked by the military, burned down and so forth. They started the march, demanding for justice. And when they started it, the Muslims saw and they also jumped in. And today, that is what is happening. Who started it? That simple people who believe in the faith, continuously to believe that Jesus exists, they march. How many of us stand firm with our faith? Our children are going the wrong way, but we are okay with it. Why? God will do something. My dear brothers and sisters, don't lose your identity as parents. Don't try to pretend to be a friend because you are not your friend. Become the best mother, best father, best husband, best wife, and you see, your children will change. You know why? Because for the first time in your life, you acknowledge that, hey, I'm a mom, hey, I'm a dad. But when I became a priest, I can't accept it. If people call me father, I just go here. Tak biasa lah kan, kalau panggil brother kan, professor begitu. And slowly I began to understand, I said, no wonder now I know why many couples will get married. They still don't behave like mom and dad because they still think they are young. They still think that they are not married because they behave like bachelors. But parents will slowly allow this thing to sink in that, yes, I'm a father, I'm a mother, I have responsibility, I've got a vocation now, a new vocation, I have to give up my old ways and start a new life. And I preserve this vocation that God has given me, you will have peace and joy that the world cannot give.